And good evening, race fans, as we get ready for our second race of the chase for the championship in Season 3 of the Hersheys Cup Series. We are getting set here to go short track racing under the lights at Taylor Swift Superdome, a high-banked half-mile short track, which is sure to play a factor into who's going to be transferring into the next round of the chase and who isn't. It'll be 50 laps of racing here tonight, and if we've got any indication of what to expect from our Almond Joy Series race here last night, we are in for maybe a lot of calamity at the beginning and then maybe some pretty interesting strategy and some good battling near the end, hopefully finishing the race under green, but we'll have to see. You never know with short tracks. As Matt Haas, the rookie two-time winner, starts on the pole for this race. We saw Benny Watson start on the pole and go coast to coast in the Almond Joy Series race. We'll have to see if Matt Haas can pick up his third win of his rookie season. Haas coming into this race after Chicagoland is sixth in the point standings, total of 11 points back. And as stated, he's looking for his third win of the season as a rookie, which would be an unprecedented thing and be a historical mark in Hersheys Cup Series statistics. He'll start off alongside of Nathan Hudson. Hudson looking for his first win since last year at Lime Rock. Sean Gallighan, who just barely missed out on making the chase, our Daytona 500 winner. He'd love to pick up his second win of the season. He rolls off in third, and then tied for the points lead coming into this race, K Tellier lines up in the fourth position. She comes into this race tied with Trent Dunham, both of them with 1,046 points apiece. The chase points coming into this race, as mentioned, Tellier and Dunham tied atop the point stands. Michael Norman comes in third, 5 points back. James Richardson fourth, 7 points back. And Cole Baker is fifth, 10 points back. 11 points back are both Matt Haas and Cody Llamas. They're 6th and 7th. 8th is J Baskinger. He is 15 points back. 9th, Tim Walch, also 15 points back. And Jessica Shelton currently is 10th, 16 points back. The rest of the drivers right now that are in the safe zone, that's the top 12 in points, are D Poteet and Blaine Keys. Right now, the four drivers that come into tonight's race in the danger zone, 13th through 16th in points, are Emmanuel Hartnett, K Mathews, D McIntosh, and Zachary Fitzwater. Keep in mind, if a chaser wins here tonight, they're automatically locked into the next round, regardless of what happens next week at Indianapolis. So for Hartnett, Mathews, McIntosh, Fitzwater, can bet they would love to find victory lane here tonight. Without further ado, let's go down trackside and get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there is the command to fire them up as we're going to get set to go here. Check out your starting lineup for this race in the description below, as well as finding out who the 7 non-chartered drivers were that made this race. And Morris Studemeyer Jr. not in this race, but was a non-charter driver who last week at Chicagoland took the checkered flag. Could we see something like that happen here tonight? Mentioned a couple of drivers that are in the danger zone. D McIntosh, Emmanuel Hartnett, they're starting up here towards the front of the field in 6th and 8th. So we'll have to see if that track position helps them out at all. Through turns 3 and 4. We're getting ready to turn them loose here at Taylor Swift Superdome. Chase race number 2 of Season 3 of the Hersheys Cup Series is green. For a moment, it didn't look like Matt Haas got himself a good start. Now he's able to use the bottom to get the lead back, and now Nathan Hudson sticks way up there on the high side, 3 wide. And now he'll get the second position using the high line. One car way up the track. That's Emmanuel Hartnett brushing the wall. It's like he held on to it, but they've got him split 3 wide there. Trent Dunham and Anthony McCrury. And we're under caution. Caution for the first time here tonight. Caution coming out on lap number 2. That's an improvement over the Almond Joy Series race where we were under caution on lap 1. And I'm not certain, but it looks like someone spun towards the barrel that separates the track from pit road. Not certain who it is. Whoever it is must be on the pit lane. It's going to be kind of hard to find them. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to find out who the driver was. They may actually be out of the race already. Oh, there's a couple drivers. Yeah, oh, Jessica Shelton is one of them. Shelton comes in as a chase driver, was in the 10th position in points. And Lyndon Wright, who qualified his way into this race via knockout qualifying, they're already out of the race. and more than likely the reason for this yellow flag. So as M Haas leads us under our first caution, let's take a look and see what happened. Already a chaser encountering problems here tonight at Taylor Swift Superdome, and that being the 0-2 of Jessica Shelton. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. Shelton had qualified near the rear of the field and was actually down that inside line, losing some positions. Oh, and then comes off the corner, makes contact with DJ Curtis, who then gets up into Lyndon Wright, and then that spins Shelton right in front of the 81, and oh my goodness! Saw the skid marks heading towards those barrels, and oh my goodness, the 0-2 just impaled on the wall. Lyndon Wright, heavy-duty damage as well as he slid towards the pit wall, down towards where the pit stalls start. Oh my goodness. One of the worst places to wreck here at this racetrack, and boy, I just hope Jessica Shelton is okay. My goodness. And boy, Flagman just got killed there too. And boy, tough break there for Jessica Shelton, who could find herself now after this heading into Indianapolis, easy for me to say, in a almost maybe a must-win situation, or definitely a desperate situation of having to try and race her way into the top 12 in the point standings. We haven't gotten the one to go signal yet, but those two drivers that were involved, Shelton and Lyndon Wright, out of the race. And I mean, we saw what happened when Zachary Fitzwater last week at Chicagoland finished way down in the running order. He now finds himself in the cellar in 16th position in the point standings. I mean, this is not going to fare well for Jessica Shelton. I mean, maybe if Shelton came into this race somewhere up like first, second, third in points, wouldn't be as bad a drop, but the fact that she came into this race 10th in the point standings and was really only 8 points ahead of Emmanuel Hartnett, who came in 13th in points, this is not going to fare well points-wise for Jessica Shelton heading into next week at Indianapolis. I can't say it yet, but it may almost be a must-win situation for the 0-2 team. And, of course, Lyndon Wright qualified his way in here. One of his few starts of the season. Lyndon, up to this point, had only made 4 starts. This was going to be his 5th start, and it ends up finishing him behind the wall in dead last. Still no signal of 1 to green, so let's give you the rundown of where your chasers are running. As I believe nope, we're still under caution. So M Haas will restart as the leader, Dallas McIntosh in 4th, K Tellier in 5th, D Poteet restarts 6th, Trent Dunham in 7th, Emmanuel Hartnett in 8th, and Blaine Keys will restart inside the 10th position. So it's like about 6 to 7 drivers, chase drivers, starting inside the top 10. Michael Norman restarts 11th, J Baskinger in 12th. As you look further down, Kyle Mathews in 18th, K Llamas in 20th, J Richardson 22nd, Zachary Fitzwater in 26th, Tim Walsh in 32nd, Cole Baker all the way back in 33rd place, and as mentioned, Jessica Shelton out of the race. We've now gotten the 1 to go signal. We'll go back green on lap 9 of 50, giving us 42 laps remaining in this one. Now, in our Almond Joy Series race, we had a wreck. They lined up single file. They went green to the end. Would that happen here in this one, or have we yet to see our last caution flag of the evening? We're about to find out. M Haas on the high side leads the field through turns 3 and 4, and we are about ready to turn him loose and go back to green flag racing. Haas in the restart zone. Mashes the throttle, and we're back underway. Dallas McIntosh got himself a good start there, was able to get himself to the right rear of S Gallighan, and now has to back out, and he's going to lose a couple spots as a result. K Tellier, D Poteet to his inside. Battle on for second behind M Haas. Nathan Hudson trying to hang on to the spot, and he will, at least for the moment. Swinging around the outside line, and nope, not yet going to be able to clear Gallighan for the position. Gallighan still trying on the inside line. Remember, we mentioned Trent Dunham and K Tellier coming into this race tied for the points lead. Well, they're both right within close proximity of each other. K Tellier crossed the line last time by in 5th. Trent Dunham in 7th as D Poteet up the racetrack and into the wall. He's going to lose a lot of spots, and he was running up inside the top 10. This may drop him outside of the top 10. Caution's out again. Caution flag again waving So there's the answer. That was not our last yellow flag of the evening. Oh, it looks like a lot of cars in trouble up here. Charles Sandfer smoking. There's a car on pit road. That's Joshua Michaels. I don't know if anybody else was involved. There's some front-end damage on the 73 of Joshua Ciculli. Cole Baker and Tim Walsh, a couple of chasers. They've gotten damage from this. Walsh came into this race 9th in points. Baker came into this race 5th in points. And both have sustained damage from whatever this was. Like maybe some rear-end damage on Joseph Srigley. Carson Scott's on pit road. That's Keith Batson on pit road. Levi McIntyre also on the pit lane. And there is Charles Sandfer smoking. You got left side damage on Cody Llamas. Looks like some hood and left side damage as well on Brandon Gonzales. J Baskinger also damaged. And oh no! L Alvarise just got ran into the wall by Charles Sandfer. Sandfer was trying to get to pit road. Alvarise wouldn't let him in. And Alvarise paying the price as a result. There's Baskinger. A lot of rear end damage on his machine. Brandon Gonzales, a lot of damage on his machine. This was a pretty big pileup, it looks like. Don't know who it necessarily started with, but it's had some rather catastrophic results, and we've got maybe about 3-4 chasers that have some damage now as a result. Cody Llamas and Tim Walsh and Cole Baker. Let's take a look and see what happened to him as we're under caution for the second time here tonight. Not even yet to the halfway point at Taylor Swift Superdome. Things start around here with Baskinger, Batson, McIntyre. There's Poteet. He had just gotten the wall. Oh, look right there up ahead on the right side of your screen. Blaine Keys gets bumped by Michael Norman, sent down to the inside retaining wall, and then he comes right back up the racetrack. So another chaser involved that we didn't realize, that being the 8 of Blaine Keys. Baskinger up and onto his roof. Benjamin Miles got involved in that. Dylan Young gets a piece of it. Look back there, J.T. Bryant and Joshua Michaels ended up wrecking as well. John Arndt, Cody Llamas, Chris Dodd. There's a lot of drivers that were involved in this that we did not originally realize. There's Sandfer up and into the air as he wheel hopped onto the hood of Tim Walsh. Let's look back here from J.T. Bryant because it looks like something else happened with him. And not certain who it started with him. Oh, with Joshua Michaels. Oh, this was coming off turn 2 as well. Bryant trying to go up the middle between Dylan Young, his teammate, and James Richardson. Hooks Richardson right there, and that sent J.T. Bryant down across the hood of Joshua Michaels. You can see up ahead on the right side of your screen, there's already that incident with Baskinger and McIntyre and Keys and Batson, and then right there's where Cody Llamas gets hit up into John Arndt. Fitzwater got a piece of that as well. There's Walsh, and he gets jacked up by Cole Baker. Joseph Srigley gets a piece of this. Ciculli right there gets involved. Colin Denton down the inside there. Mitchell Carter trying to get through. DJ Curtis, Dougie Shears, they're all trying to make their way through. Daniel Olson. Boy, that was 2 different incidents that happened out of turn number 2. They all culminated up into turn number 3, and we had maybe about 15 to 20 drivers involved in this, getting damaged in some way or another. I'm counting about maybe 5 or 6 chase drivers that got involved in this. Keys, Baskinger, Walsh, Baker, and Fitzwater, just a couple of them, as that puts us under the caution for the second time here tonight. And I told you, this track could play a wild card factor into next week in Indianapolis. It's definitely living up to that reputation already here tonight. Well, we're back green apparently. I missed the green flag, but we're back green here, racing on lap number 21 of 50. Nate and Matt Haas out in front. Drivers out of the race after what we saw, though. L Alvarise, after getting impaled on the pit wall after not allowing Charles Sandfer to get to pit road. He's out of the race, and we're under caution again. Charles Sandfer also out of the race along with Blaine Keys. This is huge for Keys. So it looks like Joshua Ciculli, DJ Curtis, and Chris Dodd the reason for this caution. So Blaine Keys going to take a hit in the standings. Keith Batson and Joshua Michaels also out of the race. As we're now working our third caution of the evening, and it looks like maybe Fitzwater, Chris Dodd, DJ Curtis, and Joshua Ciculli the reason for this one coming out. So we'll take a look real quickly and see what happened for our third yellow of the evening here at Taylor Swift Superdome. And again, we are not yet past the halfway point. Well, we see most of the incidents take place out of turn number 2, but this actually happens down the entrance of turn 3. Watch the 88 of Chris Dodd enters way low, and DJ Curtis, looking like he wanted to kind of diamond the corner, just gets down into Chris Dodd's right rear up into Joshua Ciculli. Ciculli now up and over onto his roof, and Zachary Fitzwater gets involved in this one. And boy, one bad race you can come back from. 2 bad races is almost a death sentence for your championship hopes. And Zachary Fitzwater, I don't know, this could put him out of the championship if he's not able to bounce back. This is the second incident in a row he's been involved in. Looks like Ciculli's night's going to be over. Question mark about Chris Dodd and DJ Curtis. Look at this, Curtis right in front of his teammate, the race leader, M Haas. They nearly ended up having something happen there, and it's like Curtis actually crossed the line a lap down as his teammate was able to beat him there, as well as I think Chris Dodd might be on the tail end of the lead lap, not certain. But we're going to go back to green now and try and get all this organized back up. So we are now past the halfway point. We've reached lap 26, and we're about to complete it in just a moment. But there's still half this race still to go, and we've still got more drivers accumulating behind the wall in the garage area. The most latest entry into the garage area, Joshua Ciculli in the 73. Down the 1-to-go signal, DJ Curtis will line up on the inside line, 1 lap down, along with Carson Scott, Levi McIntyre. They spent some time on pit road after the incident on the last caution. Tim Walsh currently scored 4 laps down. He's yet to return back to the racetrack, so another chaser encountering some difficulty as we've got 30 drivers on the lead lap right now. 33 cars are still running on the racetrack. M Haas has led every lap so far, so track position has been a key factor when he qualified on the pole. And M Haas, who came into this race 6th in the points standings, would love to be able to get a win and head into Indianapolis completely unhindered from having to worry about getting into the next round of the chase for the championship. Nathan Hudson's been with him, though, here on every restart. Dallas McIntosh in 3rd. K Tellier in 4th. And now Emmanuel Hartnett clears traffic to get into the 5th spot. As Dallas McIntosh changed for 2nd place, trying to get around Nathan Hudson. Hudson, though, going to battle back on the high side, and the high side is the way to go here at Taylor Swift Superdome, and Hudson going to take the 2nd position back. Now McIntosh in trouble of losing 3rd to K Tellier, but give a shout out to Dallas McIntosh and Emmanuel Hartnett. Both needed good runs here tonight to counter the poor runs they had at Chicagoland. They came into this race in the danger zone, right now running solidly in 4th and 5th positions, so well-needed runs for both of these drivers. There's a car that just was on pit road. That might have been Tim Walsh returning back to the racetrack. No, there's Tim Walsh. Who was that was just on pit lane? Not certain who it was. Well, I could have found out there just a moment ago, and a little too quick. That is Tim Walsh. Yeah, Tim Walsh making some multiple pit stops here. M Haas has checked out on Nathan Hudson. About 0.6 of a second separation the last time by. And M Haas, you can bet, wants this thing to go green to the end. That allows him to keep this advantage between himself and Nathan Hudson, instead of a caution flag bunching everybody else back up. He's got a car up ahead, though. That's Chris Dodd, who's on the tail end of the lead lap, and if they catch him, will Chris Dodd be a factor in the outcome of this race? Hartnett right now running in 3rd, K Tellier in 4th, McIntosh in 5th. Right now we got a battle between some chasers back here. Trent Dunham, Dylan Poteet, and Kyle Mathews. How about rookie Chloe Ericson? What a run for her here tonight. In only her 2nd start in the Hersheys Cup Series, and right now she's running in the 10th position. It's a nice solid outing there for the 26, replacing Daniel Voiles for the remainder of the season. She'll be running full-time next season. As Kyle Mathews now slips back into the 9th spot, Trent Dunham up into 8th, and Dylan Poteet right now in 7th, but Trent wants that position. James Richardson also working his way up towards the front. Right now Richardson scored in I believe the 12th position. So we're starting to see these chasers at the closing stages working their way towards the front. Michael Norman right now scored in the 15th position. Cody Llamas in 16th. So some chasers having some pretty decent runs right now. Just trying to set themselves up in good stead when they get to Indianapolis. Meanwhile, Matt Haas trying to get by Chris Dodd. And that brings Nathan Hudson right into the picture. And Dodd put Matt Haas on the inside line. Here comes Hudson on the outside line trying to take the race lead. And Hudson, will he clear him? They're still side by side. Hudson trying to get the run here off of 4, and he does. New leader Nathan Hudson, who nearly just hit Tim Walsh. It'll be 8 to go next time by, and Nathan Hudson's now the new race leader. Now he has to deal with Chris Dodd, who is slightly up to speed and on the tail end of the lead lap. Matt Haas tried to pass Chris Dodd on the inside line, and that's what held him up. And now here comes Nathan Hudson trying to do the same, and this brings Emmanuel Hartnett and K Tellier into the picture now. Hudson trying to clear Chris Dodd, but now look at this. Matt Haas going to use the exact same tactic that Hudson used on him just moments ago, utilizing that outside line with Chris Dodd to try and take the race lead back. And Emmanuel Hartnett now into the mix, along with K Tellier. And Haas will go back to the race lead. Hartnett trying to move into second. K Tellier trying to move into third. This race is not over. Whoa, Nathan Hudson getting loose. Oh, trouble up ahead. We might be under caution. Are we under yellow? Oh, big wreck. Look out, leaders. Everybody getting stacked up as Matt Haas made his way through, as did Hartnett, but we're under caution. That just lost the position for Hudson. He slipped back to third. McIntosh back to fourth. And we got a car coming to pit road. That's J Bryant. And this race may very well end under yellow flag conditions now. The race leader's nearly getting caught up in that. And Matt Haas, a timely caution for him, but he almost got involved in the wreck. He's out in front, and right now Matt Haas, if this thing does not go back green, he's going to be heading to his third win of the season and an automatic ticket into the next round of the chase for the championship. But let's take a look and see what happened. Looked like a big wreck took place up in the turn 3 area and off of turn number 4. Well, here's what happened. Slower lap car of Tim Walsh just gets flat out dumped by J Bryant. Then Bryant goes up, gets into Dougie Shears. Collects DJ Curtis, and then this is where we start to see it make its way over to turn 4. Benjamin Miles tries to save it down to J Arndt. Here comes Baskinger, Mitchell Carter. Heavy-duty impact for the Jack Daniels Chevrolet, and then everybody just starts piling in. There's Bryant again. Here comes his teammate McIntyre. And there's the race leaders. There's Chris Dodd getting involved. Hudson gets a piece of it right there. Gallighan gets into it. Gallighan was running at the time, I think, in the 5th position. And he's involved in the wreck. He was a lead lap machine. And everybody just trying to snake their way through, trying to get to the start-finish line. Boy, it's a tough break there for Gallighan. He was en route to a potential top 5 finish. And you can see right there, Matt Haas was able to sneak his way through and maintain the lead coming to the start-finish line. So it looks like Matt Haas will win this race. Let's go back to live action. Next time by, the white flag will be displayed, and I don't think there's any chance of the pace car's lights going out. Wouldn't matter anyway. White flag is in the air along with the caution flag over the hood of the Bass Pro Shops Toyota of Matt Haas. Matt Haas. What a season it has been for him. 2 wins very early on in the season, which pretty much all but locked him into the chase for the championship. And now, he's going to be locked into the next round of the chase for the championship with this win here tonight at Taylor Swift Superdome. It's not that he didn't have to fight for the race lead. Nathan Hudson almost had him dead to rights and almost took that race lead and that race win away from him. And who knows if this thing had gone green to the end if Matt Haas had been able to close the deal. But he does with the help of a timely caution, and he will cross the line. Matt Haas picks up his 3rd win of the season, and he's locked into the next round of the chase for the championship. A win at Las Vegas, a win at Atlanta, and a win here tonight at the short track of Taylor Swift Superdome. And how about a number of drivers coming into this race that needed good runs, came in the danger zone. Emmanuel Hartnett, Kyle Mathews, and Dallas McIntosh. 2nd, 4th, and 7th for those drivers. This is definitely going to shake up the point standings and who's going to be in the danger zone heading into next week's race. And as you can see right there, a couple of drivers that retired out of the race after getting involved in that incident that were running well. Chaser K Tellier, 28th is where she finishes, and Sean Gallighan, who was running in 5th at the time, finishes out of the race in 29th. But Matt Haas with the win. Emmanuel Hartnett there in 2nd, Nathan Hudson 3rd, Dallas McIntosh in 4th, and Dylan Poteet in 5th. So 4 chasers finish inside of the top 5. Chaser T Dunham in 6th. He will, I believe, take over the points lead heading into next week in Indianapolis, so he could be in a pretty safe spot. K Mathews may have jumped out of the danger zone with 7th. How about Chloe Ericson? 2nd start of the season. Comes away at one of the toughest short tracks on the circuit with a top 10 finishing 8th. Z Flickinger is going to get 9th, and J Richardson completes the top 10. So according to my calculations, that is a total of 7 chasers finishing inside the top 10 here tonight. As far as the rest of the chasers, where do they finish? Well, Cody Llamas finishes out the evening in 12th. Michael Norman in 13th. How about Go or Go Home? Or shout out to Colin Denton. Go or Go Home non-charter driver finishing there in 14th place. But the rest of our chase drivers, Cole Baker gets 17th. Zachary Fitzwater in 21st. Then you go further down, you find K Tellier out of the race in 28th. All the rest of our chasers actually finished out of the race. J Baskinger in 31st. Tim Walsh finished 17 laps down in the 34th position. And then also out of the race, Blaine Keys in 38th and Jessica Shelton in 41st. So, who's going to be up inside the top 12 after this, and who's going to be 13th through 16th in the danger zone heading into next week? Matt Haas doesn't have to worry what happens next week in Indianapolis. He's locked in the next round of the chase with this win. But the question remains, what other 11 drivers are going to be joining him in the next round of the chase for the championship? We'll find out same time you do. Next week, we head to the Yard of Bricks, Indianapolis Motor Speedway for Almond Joy and Hersheys Cup Series action. Hope you'll tune in for that. Up next, here comes your rookie points, overall points, and your chase points heading into next week. Our first elimination round will be next week. We'll go from 16 down to 12. Till then, I'm Seth Cole signing off. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.